Hi, I'm Kerry Williams, and I'm a woman on a mission to help as many women as possible uncover their passions and discover their purpose. This is the Dreamers, Setters and Go-Getters show. Hello, and just welcome to a very quick sort of impromptu episode of the Dreamers, Setters and Go-Getters show. I'm Kerry. I haven't been here for a while. I'm very sorry. I took a couple of months off because if I'm honest, it wasn't feeling very authentic. You know when you first try something new and you want to get it right, but you just end up getting it so wrong. That's the dog, if you can hear him breathing in the background. Getting it so wrong because you're trying so hard, and that's where I was. And if I'm not being authentic, it doesn't light me up. It doesn't motivate me. It doesn't make me want to do it at all. So I stopped and thought I would reevaluate what I'm doing. So I've created, because the thing was, when you have a business account on social media, for example, you want to try and make everything sort of professional, but the risk of going too professional that it doesn't feel personal enough, again, can make everything feel very, very ingenuine. And that's how I was feeling. So to combat that, I've created, initially it was just Dreamers, Setters and Go-Getters was just a sort of name I was going with to sort of summarise some things. It was a good name for the podcast. But I decided to actually make it my actual business name. So my business name now is Dreamers, Setters and Go-Getters. I have many books. I say many books. I've got 12 workbooks out. They're not books, they're workbooks. I get the outline from ChatGPT and I create all the content related to that outline and make them into workbooks, all based around personal development, which I think will hopefully be extremely... Well, they will. They will be... confidence, Kerry, come on. Be extremely helpful if you're going through any area of personal development challenges that you need help with. You'll get a few chapters which provide kind of in-depth, but not so in-depth that it gets too much information on the topic, but enough so that you learn exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And then worksheets within the workbook you can complete to give you some absolute clarity. Because I think it's all very well reading things, but if you're not actually doing the thing, it's quite different. So we're doing that. And from there, I'll be developing new product, which will be coming out I say product, it's more of a service that will be coming out very, very soon. I'm working on. I believe I'm planning to launch 1st of September because it's when the kids go back to school roughly, and it's when people start to want to reset because obviously your kids are resetting at school. If you haven't got kids, you're coming out of summer and into autumn, and that always seems to be a good time to reset. So September 1st worked for me. And so I'm launching something then. So heads up. If you want to get on the wait list for that, by the way, I will create one. Let's find a wait list. If you go to the link in my bio, you can sign up to be part of my email list, and then that will tell you exactly what it is I'm creating. But if you want to hit your personal development goals and cover every area, or even if there's some areas in particular that you want to cover, this will be really, really helpful for you. It'll be very regular, very affordable. I think affordable anyway. And, I'm the queen of knowing what's affordable and not isn't. I can't go for those really, really high-end expensive products that people sell because, I can't afford to. I have a family to feed. And obviously other things to spend money on, not just feeding them. Everything really that comes with running a house, having kids, having a spouse, having a dog. Thank God he's not getting involved, or he's just laying on the floor. And I'm filming this while my son's at school, my daughter's around her boyfriends, and my husband is upstairs learning language because he's learning Polish at the moment. I digress massively. So that's where I'm at the moment. So there is now the Dreamers, Setters and Go-Getters Instagram page. My original Facebook page has been renamed to that. So head over to @Dreamers, Setters and Go-Getters, exactly, all spelt out like that, on Instagram, and come and give me a follow there for the more sort of professional, personal development based things, motivation, inspiration. Not inspiration, actually, and inspiration is going to be the other channel, the other page. But definitely motivation to help you with those personal development goals so you can develop the skills to go after your dream life, live your dream life, and create a life that you want to live to leave a legacy behind for those people that you love to follow and be proud of. So, yep, at Dreamers, Setters and Go-Getters on Instagram, and then I'm still at the original one. I am Kerry Williams on Instagram, which will be my personal page. Now, by personal, as much as I'm obviously very good at personal development, self-care I'm not so brilliant at, so I decided that I'm going to do what I'm referring to as the That Girl Challenge. If you don't know what That Girl is, probably look it up online, but I think we've seen those YouTube and Instagram. Some of them come across as very fake and quite obviously are fake, but at the time some women really are just nailing it. And they've got their self-care down, they've got their fitness down, their diet down, their so it's all like getting in shape, getting your mental health in shape, your physical health in shape, having a good diet, keeping your house nice, being productive, looking after your skin, looking after your hair. It's all that sort of stuff. And I've always looked at it and thought, if I really, really focused on this, could I actually do it? Would I feel better? Would I feel happier? Now, obviously I'm doing this on my terms. I'm not going to be doing it on the sense of somebody saying, this is exactly how this must look. Everything must look beige and white. That's not me. I'm not a beige and white person. I mean, physically I am. I'm very pale, so I am very beige and white. But sort of clothing and general colouring, I'm a lot more sort of bright and things like that. So stuff like that, I'm not going to follow. The aesthetic, to a degree, because I think if your life's going in the right direction, the aesthetic's already going to look good. But basically, I'm going to do this from an OBS perspective. I'm going to do it from the point of view of a woman who turns 40 at the end of this month, not some 20-something straight out of college that's going into the real world, hasn't got any kids yet, is just in a relationship with their partner, has this beautiful apartment overlooking the ocean or the city or something lovely like that. You know, obviously not all cities are lovely, but I'm thinking like New York Central Park. I'm watching too much Friends, clearly. Yeah, I'm not going to have that aesthetic. I do live near the beach, as you'll see, as it's pretty obvious. I live near the sea. I'm about a 10, maybe 15-minute walk from the coast where I live, and that was a choice. That was intentional. That was life design there. I moved from near London and moved down here about 14 years ago. So I'm now on the coast of Devon, which is lush. For those of you that aren't in the UK and don't know where Devon is, it's just in the southwest of England. Up in the north, we have the only town, I think, in the world with an exclamation mark at the end of its name, which is Westwood Ho! Exclamation mark, which is absolutely brilliant. So I think a lot of people have probably heard of Westwood Ho! But I think sort of the main sort of cities near me, if you don't know England or Devon, Exeter is the nearest city to me. I love Exeter, it's gorgeous. And then on the other side we have Plymouth. So just give you an idea of roughly where I live. I don't want to go into too much details, obviously, for privacy issues. But yes, that's my thing with being that girl, but that girl from this woman's perspective. So how this woman is going to become that girl, or that woman. So if you're interested in following on that, if you've seen it be done by 20-somethings or 30-somethings with no kids, or just the ones that you know are being completely and utterly fake, then follow along, because I'm going to show you all the realism of it, whilst at the same time still pledging to keep going, keep at it, and achieve that life that I want. So I thought that might be quite fun. For the example of things not going right, if any of you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you will see that I had a great fun situation with trains yesterday. We can't drive our car at the moment. We've got a few days until it goes into the garage to be sorted, but we aren't driving the car, so I had to go pick up some things, and I decided to go into Exeter. But initially, we weren't going to go into Exeter. We were going to go to a retail park on the outskirts of Exeter. Oh, someone's door just slammed. If you heard that in the background. And the train that we were on didn't stop at our stop. In the process of being on the train, they decided to cancel that stop, but not actually tell anybody, so we couldn't get off at the previous stop and then get another train to that stop. No, the only reason we knew, because they turned off the LED that comes across saying, you know, this train is going to here and it's stopping at this place, this place, this place, and this place. And initially when we got on the train, it was saying that it was going to stop at that station. And then the LED went off a few stops previous, which I thought was a little bit strange anyway, but there was no announcements or anything like that. It stopped at another station, and obviously we stayed on the train because we were waiting to go to our stop, which was the next one. And then when we're going, we seem to be going sort of further out of the city, which I'm finding is a bit strange, sort of onto the other side. And we end up pulling into a station which is on the other side of Exeter and quite away from Exeter as well. I mean, not too far, but if you're, it's not like you could walk or something like that. It was quite a way out. So we had to get off that train and go across onto the other platform, which was another 20-minute wait for the train to go back. And bear in mind, this is Sunday, so shops close at 4, and we weren't that early. This was about probably 2:30 in the afternoon by this point. Then a bit of panic there, but it was all right. But yeah, my little rant of how things just don't always go your way. And then I had McDonald's, which was terrible. I ordered a salad to go with my McPlant burger, and it was literally just rocket and onion. Can't eat rocket and onion. Didn't even have the dressing. They'd run out of the balsamic dressing. God, am I moaning? Anyway, there was so that's the dishwasher. Anyway, actually onto the episode, 9 minutes in. So, what I am focusing on for you guys this next month, for the month of July, is specifically goal setting. Because I think one of the first steps for your personal development journey is to actually decide what it is you want to achieve, to set those goals. And I'm just going to give you a few off-the-cuff tips for setting goals. Now, obviously you have those, you're going to have those big life goals, and if you don't, have some, create some, dream about it. This is where the dreamers part of Dreamers, Setters and Go-Getters comes in. Dream about what you want your life to be. Really focus on it. Focus on what your perfect, ideal life would look like, and write it down. And then from that, work out the steps it would take you to reach that ideal life. So that should break you down into some more goals. And then the fact of the matter is to create sort of roughly a timescale of when you reckon you can have those goals done by. Be realistic with it, which leads me on to my next point, really, with goals. Now, if you've ever worked outside the home, probably in a corporate job in particular, you will have come across the acronym SMART. SMART goals. And SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. I think it is timely, something like that. Time bound, possibly. But it changes every time I see it somewhere. But this is about breaking your goal down into those 5 things. If you can match those 5 SMART categories for your goals, then the goal is going to be doable. You will be able to achieve that goal. So the next step, once you've obviously created your big goal, but I've broken it down into the individual goals to get to that goal, and maybe even broken those goals down into smaller goals for you, break down those goals into SMART goals to make sure that that goal is specific, that it is measurable, that it is attainable, that it is realistic, and that you can put a time scale on it. Now, what I have that you can download, if you go to https:// or just type in, just straight up into Google, Dreamers, Setters and Go-Getters.com, all that's lowercase no spaces, .com, /SMART, SMART, there will be a SMART goal planning worksheet that you can download there. So if you head over to there, that really, really helps with just being more specific with your goals, measurable, attainable, realistic and timely. You can tell I'm doing this off the cuff, can't you? And it just makes it so much easier, so much more helpful to do. Then another step, I would say, after you have created your goals and planned exactly what you want your dream life to look like, is to create a vision board or a goals board. Now, this is something that I'm going to get to in a later episode, but it's worth looking into if you want to go ahead with that. So my entire episode here was just to give you a backstory on what's happened, where I've been, and then what I plan to do moving forward, and then just to take you into the topic for this month of July, which is about goal setting. So head over to dreamersettersandgogetters.com /SMART to get that template that you can download. If you would like, head over to on Instagram @dreamersettersandgogetters. That's obviously the Dreamers Setters and AND Go-Getters, no hyphen in Go-Getters. And give me a follow. Hopefully I'll make some interesting content for you. The still posts are going to be planned. The reels are going to be a little bit more off the cuff. And if you're not following me already and you're interested in my That Girl journey, to get a bit of, maybe inspiration, motivation, show me you can do it better, which, you probably can, but considering this is my idea of that girl, that woman, not likely, because this is very specific to me. So head over to @I'm Kerry Williams on Instagram, and then follow Dreamers, Setters and Go-Getters on Facebook. I'm not actually on any other platforms except for YouTube. So I'm literally on Instagram. Oh no, hang on, Pinterest. I'm on Pinterest. I am Kerry Williams on Pinterest. So yeah, follow my channel on YouTube. It's I am Kerry Williams. Follow this podcast. Instagram, Facebook. I've already given you those, and Pinterest. I'm not on TikTok because I found it was too big a distraction, and it kept taking me into videos that I'd watch, and it would just get me annoyed about things, and it just wasn't worth the stress on, the getting angry. I don't know why we search to be angry. We look to be angry about things. We find things that are going to make us angry. But that's what I was doing. So that's it for this week. I'm sorry if it was a lot of a blah, 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 blah. Sorry about that, but I just wanted to give you a bit of an update and just see if I could give you any sort of motivation for the week ahead. So I hope you have an amazing week. Remember, you got this. I believe in you.